WCDI News at 10 starts now.
Good evening, I'm Tommy Lopez. We're starting tonight with some unusual circumstances surrounding an arrest. A man went into a sheriff's office to apply for a job. Then deputies arrested him. Prentiss County deputies were taking a victim's report of rape. While they were doing that, the alleged rapist walked in. Caleb Matthew Byers of Boonville. They arrested him right there. He's facing a sexual assault and domestic violence charge. He's out on bond now. His case will go before the next grand jury. An Itawamba County man got the maximum sentence today. It's for killing his daughter. Joshua Clark is looking at a 40 years in prison sentence. And the jury convicted him of second-degree murder in August. He pleaded guilty in 2010 to capital murder, but later vacated that plea. 4-month-old Kylie Clark died from abusive head trauma 9 years ago now. Reports originally said that she died from shaken baby syndrome. A jury in Columbus has found a man guilty this afternoon of robbing 2 hotels. Keenan Montgomery received a 20-year prison sentence, also received 5 years probation. He was arrested in 2014. It was after armed robberies at the Ramada Inn and the Fairfield Inn in Columbus. The jury returned the verdict just after noon today. Dozens of suspected drug dealers and users are facing charges tonight, and it's just in one area county. We brought you this story last night, a massive drug operation in Monroe County. Members of law enforcement arrested more than 70 people. When they added them all up, it's in what they called saturation operation. There are both misdemeanors and felonies among them. A few people are facing intent to sell charges. The sting involved 6 different agencies. They were at the city, the county, and at the state level. They served search warrants and they set up roadblocks all over the county. An important part of that raid's success was a canine unit. Deputy Gunner, his knack for leading deputies to the drugs was key. Gunner and his handler, Sergeant Andy Lockhart, they've been partners for almost 3 years. Last night's bust was one of the many that they've worked. Gunner's training allowed him to sniff out a lot of different drugs, meth, cocaine, weed, other illegal drugs in cars and different parts of property.
Everyone has the right to refuse consent to search. That's where this tool, the K9, comes in. Once they say, no, you cannot search my car or whatever, the K9 comes in. The K9, I run the K9 around the car. He hits by scratching.
In his first year of service, that dog swept up over $100,000 worth of drugs off the streets. Handler Lockhart and Gunner train a minimum of 20 hours a week, and they're always on call. The Amory Police Department is hoping to produce that kind of success soon. They're in the process of getting a new canine officer as well. They have a good start. A citizen donated $5,000 to the department to help get a dog of that kind. Still won't be enough, though, to cover all the costs. The department will have to purchase liability insurance and hire a handler.
There's a handling process, then there's where they actually get some training with the dog. They come back, there's a bonding process with the officer and the dog, where they're actually not working patrol at that time, but it's more of a bonding training between the handler and the dog.
If you would like to help with the department getting a canine, you can donate funds to the Amory Police Department Special Revenue Narcotic Fund. The first phase of this year's city election cycle is in the books. There were qualifying deadlines today. We're taking a look now at some of the races for mayor and what they look like. In Columbus, the biggest showdown is going to be on the Democratic side. Incumbent Mayor Robert Smith faces former Police Chief Sylvain McQueen along with Carl Lee. Garthia Halbert is running as a Republican, Montrell Colburn as an independent. In Tupelo, it's a 3-person field on the Democratic side. Incumbent Jason Shelton faces Bridget Shelley and Candace Knowles. That'll be in the May primary. Republican Stephen Parker will face the winner in the general. Starkville Mayor Parker Wiseman is stepping down. 3 people are running in Starkville, all as Democrats: Lynn Spruill, Johnny Moore, and Damian Poe. The same in West Point. Democrat incumbent Robbie Robinson faces Homer Ryland Jr. in the May primary. They're the only ones running, though. That primary is going to decide who's mayor in West Point. In Calhoun City, incumbent mayor are J.R. Denton and challenger Amy Hill. They're both running as independents. Fulton is replacing Lynette Weatherford, who opted not to seek another term. The two people in that race are Democrat Barry Childers and Republican Martin Richardson. Will Hill of Louisville, Houston's Stacey Parker, and Brad Blaylock of Amory. They are all running unopposed, all three of them, so they will stay in office. Time for a look at our weather tonight. Meteorologist Griffin Hardy is in with us. Griffin, it is cold tonight.
Yes, it is cold out there, Tommy. We're sitting at 40 degrees in Columbus in early March. Yeah, that's pretty cold. Clear skies on the Alpha Insurance Skycam, and overnight lows tonight are going to be hovering right around freezing with 32 in Starkville, 30 in Columbus, and pretty much low 30s across the board for tonight. And for tomorrow, though, similar to what we saw today, mostly sunny skies and highs in the mid 60s across the board. And in your 7-day forecast, I'll show you when the rain gets here next week in just a few minutes. Tommy?
Yeah, pretty cold for us. Griffin, thank you. A group of Mississippi State students went to President Mark Keenum's office today. They're asking the university to listen to their cause. They're members of what's called the Coalition of Bulldog Fair Wage. This is them outside Lee Hall. They have with them there a collection of student handprints. It's to show support for workers' rights. They gave that to Keenum's office. They'd like the university to only sell merchandise from companies that treat and pay their workers fairly.
Just open people's minds about where their clothes come from, because we're just starting with collegiate apparel since we are students, and so we'd love for it to just start off with sourcing more from places that treat their workers fairly and pay them a dignified wage.
The students say they'd like MSU to join the Workers' Rights Consortium. That's an organization that supports workers' rights. This should make us feel good on a Friday. A North Mississippi judge hopes to make transitions easier for children in the foster care system. First District Chancery Judge T.K. Moffitt says children are often forced to pack all of their belongings in garbage bags when they move to a new family. The judge is asking different groups, people, churches, civic groups, to collect backpacks and duffel bags for the kids.
Where I got this idea was I met a young lady, 12 years old, at the airport in Tupelo some time ago, and put her on an airplane to join her father in Omaha, Nebraska. She showed up at the airport with her possessions in a garbage bag. And we can do better than the children having to drag from place to place with their possessions in a garbage bag.
It's a neat idea. To donate, read more about that initiative, you can go to our website, WCBI.com.
Daytime highs for our areas in West Alabama are going to be in the mid-60s, mostly sunny skies, but we've got some more rain in the forecast. I'll show you when it gets here in your 7-day forecast right after the break.
Your first alert weather forecast with meteorologist Griffin Hardy.
And happy Friday, everybody. So here's a look at our water vapor satellite. You can see the dry air that has been filtering into the region. High up in the atmosphere, there is some moisture over the state of Texas, but that moisture will not get here until later on this week. Tomorrow looks pretty nice. Current temperatures, you can see where that ridge of moisture is, that Theta E ridge, pretty technical term, but yeah, that's what it's called. We're at 61 in Dallas where all that moisture is, and only at 40 degrees where all the dry air is in Columbus right now. And our overnight lows tonight are going to be hovering right around freezing with the low 30s and just 33 degrees, some places barely above freezing, so we could see some frost before we wake up tomorrow morning. We're going to have a mild and sunny day tomorrow, a lot like what we saw today. More cloud cover will work its way into the region for Sunday, and then rain chances are slim on Monday, pretty good on Tuesday with an approaching cold front. So let's time this out for you. Here's the latest Futurecast model. That ridge of high pressure is situated over the southeast and keeping things fairly calm for your Saturday. Again, a lot like what we saw today, mostly clear skies ahead for your Saturday. Sunday, cloud cover begins to return with the moist southerly flow and some isolated showers. This model's not showing it very well, but there is a chance for some showers Sunday afternoon with that extra cloud cover and moisture. Same story for Monday. Some isolated showers are possible, but it'll be really hit and miss with some places getting a drizzle, some places getting nothing. But Tuesday, rain chances go up for everybody. We've got scattered showers and a few thunderstorms with an approaching cold front, and along that that's where we'll be expecting some storms. But most of these will be on the non-severe side. It looks like the surface high pressure will be too high for any severe thunderstorms. So for tomorrow, though, mostly sunny skies with temperatures in the mid-40s in the morning and then reaching the mid-60s with mostly sunny skies by the afternoon. Highs across the region are going to be in the mid-40s in the Tupelo area, a little bit warmer down the south mid and possibly upper 60s for the Golden Triangle, and then West Alabama, mainly looking at mid-60s. So here's your 7-day forecast. Sunny for tomorrow, mostly cloudy for Sunday, and then rain chances progressively building up as the week goes on. 40% on Monday, certainly going to be seeing some rain on Tuesday with that approaching cold front, and then Wednesday and Thursday, that's when sunshine returns to the region and highs remain right at seasonal in the 60s.
Yeah, cold tonight, at least for us, and as you mentioned, from March being in the 30s right now.
Yeah, that is pretty atypical. The temperatures have just been jumping all over the place.
It really has felt that way, and then obviously rain coming in a couple of days.
Right.
Yeah. Good until then, though. A pretty good Saturday forecast for outside
Keeps us
playing.
busy, you know.
It does.
Yes.
All right, Griffin, thank you. Film fans from across the state, filmmakers from around the world, they're in the Golden Triangle this weekend. We'll tell you why after the break. Mississippi's premier independent film festival takes the screen in Starkville this weekend. It's the 20th annual Magnolia Film Festival, kicked off yesterday there at Hollywood Premier Cinema. Day 3 of the event, showcasing the work of independent filmmakers from all around the world. We caught up with a few of the filmmakers to find out what makes this event special.
Film festivals like this are a great springboard for filmmakers to showcase their work. You never know who's in the audience, or if you get written up and someone wants to see your movie, you can send them copies or digital copies of the film online, and you might get the film distributed, or you might get a feature film to direct one day.
When an indie filmmaker tells a film, it's a different kind of story. So to have festivals that are willing and want to screen those stories, it's just great. It's a great opportunity as a filmmaker to have a place to tell you my story.
I'm going to rephrase what I said earlier. Started yesterday. It runs through tomorrow, though. So the matinees begin there at the MAG tomorrow, 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Hundreds turn out in Tupelo to help raise money for cancer patients. The Bancorp South Conference Center was the site there, the second annual Blue Tie Affair. People listened to music, they ate some food, they also heard from a colon cancer survivor. It's the first of several events to mark Colon Cancer Awareness Month as we start March. Doctors say it's important for people to know that colon cancer can be treated successfully with early detection.
With screening, you can detect polyps, which are early growths in the colon that turn into cancer, and if we get rid of those, you don't develop cancer. The problem is that people don't get screened, either from access or fear of the test. So the whole point of this is to get the word out. It's not a hard test, it's very comfortable, it's quick, it's easy, and it's highly effective.
Here's another event. It's a 5K tomorrow morning. It's called Run for Your Buns. Yeah, 8 o'clock in the morning at Fair Park there in Tupelo. The Bulldogs needed all 40 minutes against LSU to punch their ticket to the semifinals. We're talking hoops. We have highlights from Greenville next in sports.
WCBI sports coverage of MSU women's basketball is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center, Advanced Medicine, Compassionate Care, and Visit Columbus, the city that has it all.
Hail State hoops is in unfamiliar territory. The Bulldogs have lost 2 straight games for the first time in over a calendar year. Mississippi State missed out on the regular season SEC crown. Now they're hunting for the tournament trophy. The Bulldogs looking to win its 3rd straight versus LSU for the first time in program history. This one was a tough one for Mississippi State. Victoria Vivian's a tough one today. Ball dribbles off her foot. Mayhem ensues. Moncrief is going to pick up the loose change for Mississippi State, drop it off for Chloe Jackson right before the first half buzzer. To be a 1-point game going into halftime, and LSU would lead by 2 late in the 3rd quarter. But Mississippi State, they've been in way too many battles here already. The 4th quarter was there. Morgan Williams finds Tiara McCowan for the and 1 bucket. McCowan had 13 of her 15 points in the final half. It's not really a comeback, it's more a blowout in the 4th quarter here. Vivian's and 1 bucket here for her. That's her first field goal of the entire game with 1:47 left in the 4th. She finished with 5 points, but State knows how to finish. Here, Morgan Williams, 2 of her 21. Nice pull-up jumper there for 2, and then Tiara McCowan, she's going to steal the rebound and get another 2 points. So Mississippi State survives a scare 78-61. Game much closer than the show scores. The score shows will face Texas A&M in the semifinals. The game of the day in women's hoops, 5A girls quarterfinal, West Point facing a quick and scrappy West Jones team that only lost 2 games coming into this one. Great start for Lady Wave, tic-tac-toe passing with Tia McCrary for 2. West Point had a 6-point lead in the 1st quarter, but West Jones got going after that. This home run pass to Amari Hurd before the end of the half cut the Mustangs' lead to 14 at the break. 14, remember that. 4th quarter we go, the Magic comes alive. Loose change. Hollings with the strip goes coast to coast, and we're tied. 2 minutes to go. West Point with the comeback, and it kept on rolling. And here, it would be complete. Another steal. McCrary with another steal in the finish. She finishes the win. West Point rallies from 14 down to advance to the 5A semis. They beat West Jones 76-67. Day 3 in Jackson, and teams from our area battling to make it to the Final Four. You just saw West Point do it. We'll get to some action from earlier today. Ingomar girls back in Jackson starting their repeat run in the quarterfinal versus Puckett. And attacking the zone early on, Lauren Thompson, she's going to get inside with the floater. That's about as floater as you could get. That's the definition of it right there. Lady Falcons up by 4 after 1. 2nd quarter, more great passing. They look like the San Antonio Spurs out there. Look at it. Every single Lady Falcon seems to touch the ball, and Lindsey Hall caps it off with a 3-ball for herself. And then Gara Beth Self couldn't be stopped in transition for Ingomar in this one. Coast-to-coast finish. Ingomar led by 5 at half. More great passing from Ingomar. That was the theme in this one. Diagonal screen and cut to the rim for Self. 2 of her 22 in this one. Ingomar rolls 47-33 over Puckett. Staying in 2A, East Webster in a tough one, taking on Bay Springs. Lady Wolverines trailed in the 3rd quarter but rallied. Isha Patterson here with the triple, cuts things to that Bay Springs lead. And then later it'd be Jenna Pate. She's going to drive, and this is going to be a shot, a pass, a block, who knows, who cares? Adriana Bell gets the rebound, put back +1. Lady Wolverines down by 4 heading into the 4th. They kept battling. Bell would finish with 17 and 12 in her last game with the Lady Wolverines. But they fall to Bay Springs 43-37. East Webster finishes 24 and 8 on the season. Let's go over to New Hope for some softball hosting Starkville. Lady Yellow Jackets bottom first, no out. For New Hope, Megan James rips a liner to center for a base hit. That's a single later on in the inning. Runner on 3rd. It's going to bring home Kelsey Gerhardt. Be a deep fly, get some run support there. Jasmine Webb would tag from 3rd. But the story of this one is New Hope pitcher Kylie Cox, who threw a no-hit shutout. New Hope goes on to win 9-0 over Starkville. Tommy, crazy day of sports. It continues next weekend.
A lot of good games tonight.
Playoffs continue this weekend. Stay tuned. Going to be crazy.
Tom, thank you. Final look at our weekend weather is coming up next.
WCDI sports coverage of Mississippi High School State Championships is brought to you by OCH Regional Medical Center. Advanced medicine, compassionate care.